I've heard the argument that grading draft picks immediately after they are made is worthless, but I don't agree.
Since no one can see into the future, these 2020 NFL Draft Quick Snap grades only partially reflect how I expect a player's career to progress. These grades are, however, an evaluation of the process each team undertook to select the players they did. The grade also is an indication of whether I think a prospect's selection is of appropriate value given his college film and athleticism.
The reason these snap grades matter is that they give a real-time evaluation of the process. If a prospect is considered a great pick the day of the draft, but doesn't work out in the long run, that's a completely different evaluation of his new team's decision than identifying a player who was considered a reach at the time he was picked. Waiting 3 years to grade these picks leads to revisionist history, not an accurate evaluation of a decision that was based on what was known when the player was selected.
Note, these grades were submitted immediately after the draft. As my analysis continues over the weekend, the grades may be adjusted.
Day 1 grade, a Day 2 picks, Houston OT Josh Jones, number 72 overall. Day 2 grade and analysis, A+. First, the Cardinals gave up their second-round pick in the trade for DeAndre Hopkins. I don't really have to tell you that was a win for them, do I? Arizona got a steal of a right tackle in the third round. Jones is competitive and powerful. He will not fear any pass rusher.
Day 1 grade, B. Day 2 picks, Auburn DT Marlon Davidson, number 47 overall, Temple C. Matt Hennessy, number 78. Day 2 grade and analysis, Atlanta found a fiery 3 technique in Davidson. He usually played outside for Auburn, but he has a chance to be a nice penetrator inside for the Falcons, complementing Grady Jarrett. Hennessy was a nice value for the Falcons. Alex Mack won't be around forever, and the Temple tough lineman should be able to step in whenever the team needs him.
Day 1 grade, a Day 2 picks, Ohio State RB J.K. Dobbins, number 55 overall, Texas A&M DT Justin Madubuike, number 71, Texas WR Devin DuVernay, number 92, Ohio State LB Malik Harrison, number 98, Mississippi State Og Tyre Phillips, number 106. Day 2 grade and analysis, the Ravens already had some depth at running back and certainly could have used the second-round pick they acquired in the Hayden Hurst trade with Atlanta elsewhere, instead of spending it on Dobbins. Mark Ingram is 30 years old, though. Dobbins' ability to matriculate the ball down the field with powerful, low center of gravity running will fit quite well in Baltimore's run-heavy system. He can also catch consistently to give Lamar Jackson a nice safety valve. Madubuike is a quality defensive lineman, giving the team more bulk inside along with Brandon Williams, Dalen Mack, etc. DuVernay is a good slot receiver who can play the Willie Snead role in time, complementing Hollywood Brown and Miles Boykin. Baltimore found another value pick at linebacker in the athletic Harrison after shoring up that position on Thursday night with first-rounder Patrick Queen. Phillips is a massive human who played tackle at Mississippi State but projects as a powerful guard for the Ravens. He showed nice value inside at the Senior Bowl, and one suspect he'll eventually be a good starter.
Day 1 grade, a Day 2 picks, Iowa Day J. Epinesa, number 54 overall, Utah RB Zach Moss, number 86. Day 2 grade and analysis, the Bills traded their first-round pick to Minnesota in the deal for receiver Stephon Diggs, so it was not a surprise that they used their second-round pick on a defender. Epenesa's consistency has been questioned by scouts, which helps explain why he was not a first-round pick despite some excellent games. He'll be a solid, if not spectacular, strong side end, a spot where they needed some depth. Moss will be the power back the Bills need to go with Motor Singletary.
Day 1 grade, a Day 2 picks, Penn State Yetur Gross-Matos, number 38 overall, Southern Illinois' Jeremy Chinn, number 64. Day 2 grade and analysis, the Panthers needed help on the edge across from Brian Burns, and finding Gross-Matos available early in round 2 was a steal. He has power and length to be a factor as a pass rusher and against the run. Chinn has an all-around game worthy of his draft position. He's able to play in the slot and at safety, not unlike former Panthers CB James Bradberry, by the way, meeting a big need for Carolina.
Day 1 grade, incomplete. Day 2 picks, Notre Dame Cole Kmet, number 43 overall, Utah CB Jalen Johnson, number 50. Day 2 grade and analysis, B+. The Bears didn't have a first-round pick, due to the Khalil Mack trade, but they found a nice talent available in Cole Kmet. He can run well for his size and is willing to drag defenders for a few yards. I think he was undervalued in this draft. However, it was interesting to see them pick a tight end after signing Jimmy Graham as a free agent and using a second-round pick on the position a couple of years ago, Adam Shaheen. Johnson was a very good value pick as a physical outside corner. He played hurt in 2019, but was still highly competitive.
Day 1 grade, a Day 2 picks, Clemson W.R.T. Higgins, number 33 overall, Wyoming L.B. Logan Wilson, number 65. Day 2 grade and analysis, AI was glad to see that a disappointing pro day workout didn't cause Higgins to fall too far. His strong hands and body control give him a real shot to be a strong downfield playmaker for Joe Burrow. Wilson is an athletic, tough player who can make plays in coverage and against the run. 2 solid picks for a team looking to become a contender in the AFC.
Day 1 grade, a Day 2 picks, LSU's Grant Delpit, number 44 overall, Missouri DT Jordan Elliott, number 88, LSU LB Jacob Phillips, number 97. Day 2 grade and analysis, the Browns picked up a 5th-round pick, number 160, from the Colts by trading down early in the 2nd round, and they still were able to land a safety to help their defense. Delpit's tackling issues undoubtedly cost him in the draft, but if he shores that up, he'll provide good value because he can make plays on the ball and be a leader on defense. The Browns continued to build their defensive front by picking Elliott, who can be a real pain for opposing linemen when on his game. He'll push for playing time behind Larry Ogunjobi, and could develop into a starter down the road. Cleveland spent the pick it acquired from Houston in the Duke Johnson trade on Phillips, who met the team's huge need for a downhill inside linebacker.
Day 1 grade, a Day 2 picks, Alabama CB Trevon Diggs, number 51 overall, Oklahoma DT Neville Gallimore, number 82. Day 2 grade and analysis, a Dallas needed to replace Byron Jones, and Diggs is a battler on the outside who will not back down from any NFL receiver. Gallimore adds young depth on the defensive line. He can work his way past the shoulders of guards in sub-packages while veteran free agent signees Gerald McCoy and Dontari Poe do the heavy lifting against the run in 2020.
Day 1 grade, a Day 2 picks, Penn State WRKJ Hamler, number 46 overall, Iowa CB Michael Ojemudia, number 77, LSU C Lloyd Cushenberry, number 83, Arkansas DT McTelvin Agim, number 95. Day 2 grade and analysis, adding Hamler and first-round pick Jerry Jeudy to the Broncos offense will make quarterback Drew Lock extremely happy. Ojemudia helped himself in the postseason with his strong performance. The strong tackler represents a solid pick who fills a need. Cushenberry will be a powerful pivot for the Broncos for several years. They couldn't have asked for much more value at a position of need. A selection picked up from the 49ers for receiver Emmanuel Sanders last fall turned into Agim, who will step into a defensive line that needed more athleticism and depth.
Day 1 grade, a Day 2 picks, Georgia RB DeAndre Swift, number 35 overall, Notre Dame LB Julian Okwara, number 67, Ohio State AUG Jonah Jackson, number 75. Day 2 grade and analysis, AI thought the Lions might be looking for defensive help early in round 2, but they selected Swift. It's tough to fault them for picking the running back, though, given his explosiveness. Kerryon Johnson has also struggled with injuries in his first 2 years. Finding Okwara in the 3rd round was an amazing value. I believe he would have been a first-round pick if not for the broken fibula he suffered last season. Julian and his brother, Romeo, a 5th-year defensive end for the Lions, will be a strong combination on the outside. Jackson is a strong pick in the 3rd round because he is strong, durable, tough and can play multiple positions up front.
Day 1 grade, a Day 2 picks, Boston College RBAJ Dillon, number 63 overall, Cincinnati Tay Josiah Deguara, number 94. Day 2 grade and analysis, D. Why is the grade so low? Well, these picks did not address the team's needs at receiver, linebacker, cornerback and offensive tackle. Dillon's a strong back who could beat defenses into submission. Head coach Matt LaFleur, the former Titans OC, might view him as his Derrick Henry in the Packers' offense, with his long strides and power complementing Aaron Jones. The play-action game the Titans ran this past season made Ryan Tannehill look good. What will it do for Aaron Rodgers? Deguara has real potential as an H-back type, though the inconsistent hands he showed as a senior must be shored up to be worthy of this pick. Both Dillon and Deguara went earlier than I expected, so I question the value. But if Dillon becomes the type of player Henry did, and Deguara is a Delanie Walker-type versatile threat, then my grade will be proven wrong and everyone in Green Bay will be happy.
Day 1 grade, B. Day 2 picks, TCU DT Ross Blacklock, number 40 overall, Florida LB Jonathan Greenard, number 90. Day 2 grade and analysis, a Blacklock is a nice value for the Texans because he can play inside or outside. He looked like a first-round pick in many games, so Houston has to be pleased that it could secure him in the second. Greenard is a perfect edge rusher pick in the third round for the Texans. While not elite in any one particular category, he consistently gets upfield and is not pushed around in the run game. That pick met a big need for competition on the outside.
Day 1 grade, B. Day 2 picks, USC WR Michael Pittman, number 34 overall, Wisconsin RB Jonathan Taylor, number 41 overall, Utah S. Julian Blackmon, number 85. Day 2 grade and analysis, a Pittman is a strong outside receiver who can make plays opposite T.Y. Hilton. There were other big, strong receivers available at number 34, though, like Denzel Mims and Chase Claypool, who both went later in round 2. We'll see if the Colts made the right choice. They then gave up a fifth-round selection to trade up for Taylor, an all-around talent at running back. He's greatly improved as a receiver, complementing his durability and strength as a runner. If he improves his ball security, as well, look out. Indianapolis needed a safety and took a chance that Blackmon will bounce back from the torn ACL he suffered last season to become a ball-hawking center fielder type, or maybe even play some outside corner, as he did earlier in his career at Utah.
Day 1 grade, a Day 2 picks, Colorado WR Laviska Shenault, number 42 overall, Ohio State DT Davon Hamilton, number 73. Day 2 grade and analysis, going into the draft, I wondered if the Jaguars were satisfied with their receiver depth. It appears they were not. Shenault is a force with the ball in his hands, and should turn a lot of Gardner Minshew's short throws into long gains. Could they have addressed a more pressing need with the 42nd pick? Maybe. But in terms of value, it's a pretty good selection. Hamilton addresses their need for defensive line help, as he was difficult to move off the ball as a senior and looked explosive against good competition at the Senior Bowl.
Day 1 grade, a Day 2 picks, Mississippi State LB Willie Gay, number 63 overall, TCU OT Lucas Niang, number 96. Day 2 grade and analysis, B. If Gay has matured sufficiently to take advantage of his athletic talents, the Chiefs will love his game in the middle of the defense. He's a boom or bust prospect who could prove a nice find, not unlike former third-rounder Justin Houston back in the day. If Niang did not have his final collegiate season cut short due to injury, I think his power and nastiness would have pushed him at least into the late second round. The Chiefs did not pick a cornerback, though, which is a problem given their lack of depth at the position.
Day 1 grade, C. Day 2 picks, Kentucky RB Lynn Bowden, number 80 overall, South Carolina WR Brian Edwards, number 81, Clemson LB Tanner Muse, number 100. Day 2 grade and analysis, a Bowden is an all-around threat who has a lot of potential as a running back, receiver, joker, for head coach John Gruden. He'll give Josh Jacobs some rest from the backfield or catch short passes from Derek Carr. Edwards has really nice after-the-catch ability and fits as an excellent value in the third round. He could be a Keenan Allen-type pickup for the Raiders. Muse should be a very good special teams player and backup linebacker and/or safety for Las Vegas.
Day 1 grade, a Day 2 picks, none Day 2 grade and analysis, N.A. The Chargers gave up their second and third round picks to move up in the first round for Kenneth Murray, so it was a quiet night for Chargers fans.
Day 1 grade, a Day 2 picks, Florida State RB Cam Akers, number 52 overall, Florida W.R. Van Jefferson, number 57, Alabama L.B. Terrell Lewis, number 84, Utah S. Terrell Burgess, number 104. Day 2 grade and analysis, a releasing Todd Gurley opened up a slot at running back and the Rams selected Akers to take it. Combining last year's third-round pick, Darrell Henderson, and Akers in the backfield should give Jared Goff a nice pair of backs. Jefferson provides Goff some much-needed depth at the receiver position, as well. They used the selection they received from the Texans for Brandon Cooks to select the former Gator. It will be interesting to see how Jefferson's career compares with that of fellow receiver Denzel Mims, who went 2 picks later. Finding a pass rusher like Terrell Lewis in round 3 was a real plus, even with his history of injuries. The Rams found a nickel back, safety in Burgess later in the 3rd round. Considering his coverage ability, he was worthy of being picked much earlier in the draft. He was an absolute steal.
Day 1 grade, a Day 2 picks, Louisiana OT Robert Hunt, number 39 overall, Alabama DT Raekwon Davis, number 56, Texas S. Brandon Jones, number 70. Day 2 grade and analysis, B. Hunt is a solid right tackle who was picked much earlier than many expected. However, he certainly has the nasty attitude and power to be a longtime starter. Davis did not offer much production for the Tide last year, but he's a powerful player between the tackles. He was a bit lower on my board than Miami's, apparently. Jones meets a major need for the Dolphins, as their depth at safety was severely lacking. He wasn't able to work out at the NFL scouting combine because of a shoulder injury, which might have hurt him a bit, but he presents enough athleticism, intelligence and toughness to be a longtime starter.
Day 1 grade, a Day 2 picks, Boise State OT Ezra Cleveland, number 58 overall, Mississippi State CB Cameron Dantzler, number 89. Day 2 grade and analysis, Ezra Cleveland was a good selection at the end of the 2nd round as a potential starter. His consistency in technique and aggressiveness on film was lacking, but the athleticism was evident. He's a similar player to Vikings OT Brian O'Neill, a 2nd-round pick in 2018. Dantzler is a physical player with the length to be effective outside. He'll need to get stronger in his lower body, though, and has to prove he has the recovery speed to be a starter. The Vikings now have 13 picks on Saturday. If they don't package some of them to trade up, they won't have to make many calls for free agents after the draft.
Day 1 grade, incomplete Day 2 picks, Lenoir Rhyne S. Kyle Duggar, number 37 overall, Michigan LB Josh Uche, number 60, Alabama LB Anfernee Jennings, number 87, UCLA Tay Devin Asiasi, number 91, Virginia Tech Tay Dalton Keene, number 101. Day 2 grade and analysis, Kyle Duggar is a versatile performer who will work in the box for the Patriots. He's tough and quick to the ball. Belichick found a pass rusher in a trade-up for Uche, an athletic edge rusher who helped meet one of the team's major needs. He joins his former teammate in Ann Arbor, Chase Winovich, on the Patriots. Jennings can play opposite Uche and Winovich, providing a nice 1-2 punch on the outside. New England traded up for Asiasi to meet a big tight end need. He's an athletic guy who was underutilized in the Bruins' offense. He won't be ignored with the Patriots. They moved up again to pick Keene. The athleticism he showed at the combine likely bumped him up a round or 2 in this draft. He's a nice blocker, receiver type whom Belichick will use in many ways. Apparently the Patriots decided it was time to address that position, as they were willing to part with picks to get their guys.
Day 1 grade, a Day 2 picks, Wisconsin LB Zach Bond, number 74 overall, Dayton Tay Adam Troutman, number 105. Day 2 grade and analysis, the Saints required help in the 2nd level of their defense and thus traded up in round 3 to grab Bond, a top 50 talent. He might have fallen due to a diluted drug test at the combine and the fact that he is still growing into his frame. Giving up a 2021 third-round pick to move up 14 spots for Bond will be worth monitoring down the line. New Orleans made another major move late in the third, trading their fourth, number 130, fifth, number 169, sixth, number 203, and seventh round, number 244, picks to the Vikings for the right to take Adam Troutman, an excellent receiving tight end who also gives great effort as a blocker. The Saints went all in on this pick, giving Drew Brees a very worthy target over the next couple of years. The deal used up the rest of New Orleans' draft capital, but the team's depth chart is so strong that its late-round picks would have been as likely as undrafted rookie free agents to make the final roster.
Day 1 grade, B. Day 2 picks, Alabama's Xavier McKinney, number 36 overall, Connecticut OT Matt Pert, number 99, Day 2 grade and analysis, a Julian Love appeared in line to take over a starting safety spot next season, but that seems less likely with McKinney on board. I wondered if teams would view the Alabama product more like HaHa Clinton Dix or Ronnie Harrison, two other prominent Bama DBs to make it to the NFL. Apparently, it's the former, with McKinney coming off the board early on Friday. The Giants essentially used their original third-round pick on Leonard Williams, whom they acquired from the Jets last season, and managed to secure some nice offensive line depth in Pert, who can become a useful swing tackle behind Nate Solder and Andrew Thomas. The Giants should find an edge rusher with their fourth-round pick, number 110 overall.
Day 1 grade, a Day 2 picks, Baylor WR Denzel Mims, number 59 overall, Cal S. Ashton Davis, number 68, Florida de Jabari Zuniga, number 79, Day 2 grade and analysis, the Jets passed on a receiver in the first round but found a really good value in the second. Mims has the speed-size combination 6'3", 207 pounds, 4.38 40, to become a force on the outside that will make up for the free agency departure of Robbie Anderson. Davis is an excellent athlete who will cover a ton of ground for the Jets in the secondary. He could play nickel back as well as safety but will need to show he is physical enough to handle pro receivers. The Jets found the solid mid-round edge prospect they needed in Zuniga, who has the bend and power to be at least a solid rush specialist for the next few years.
Day 1 grade, B. Day 2 picks, Oklahoma QB Jalen Hurts, number 53 overall, Colorado LB Davion Taylor, number 103, Day 2 grade and analysis, I love Hurts as a competitor, he will be a plus in any locker room. Carson Wentz has missed some time over his first 4 seasons, so getting Hurts as an insurance policy is not a terrible idea. Eagles coach Doug Peterson can help Hurts reach his potential as a pure passer, proving this to be an excellent selection down the line. If Peterson wants to use Hurts in a Taysom Hill-type role in the meantime, he can do that too. Taylor was an easy pick for the Eagles to make in round 3, as he's a linebacker able to cover a lot of ground and then explode into tackles. They will be able to get a running back, safety and interior offensive lineman later in the draft.
Day 1 grade, a Day 2 picks, Notre Dame WR Chase Claypool, number 49 overall, UNC Charlotte LB Alex Highsmith, number 102, Day 2 grade and analysis, Claypool is the sort of physical force on the outside that the Steelers haven't had for a while. He could play a stand-up tight end role inside, as well. Adding him to former second-rounders Juju Smith-Schuster 2017 and James Washington 2018 will make the Steelers' offense as dangerous as Ben Roethlisberger's beard. Pittsburgh found its mid-round edge rusher in Highsmith, who's able to beat his man off the line and chase down quarterbacks with aplomb. I was a bit surprised he was still on the board when Pittsburgh picked in the third round.
Day 1 grade, B. Day 2 picks, none Day 2 grade and analysis, N.A. past trades for D. Ford and Emmanuel Sanders, and then a trade up in the first round to get receiver Brandon Ayuk, made the 49ers' night pretty boring.
Day 1 grade, B. Day 2 picks, Tennessee de Darrell Taylor, number 48 overall, LSU Og Damian Lewis, number 69, Day 2 grade and analysis, B+. The Seahawks continued to improve their defense by picking a long, strong pass rusher in Taylor. That get-off and toughness is what Pete Carroll wants on the edge. We'll see in time if giving up a third-round pick to move up 11 slots for Taylor, instead of waiting a bit longer or picking Terrell Lewis or another edge player, was a bit too rich. Damian Lewis is powerful and has better foot quickness than he's given credit for. He addresses a big need for the Seahawks.
Day 1 grade, a day 2 picks, Minnesota's Antoine Winfield, number 45 overall, Vanderbilt RB Keyshawn Vaughn, number 76, day 2 grade and analysis, B. Winfield's playmaking skills overcame his lack of size, 5'9", and any other fears teams may have had about him. Bucs fans will appreciate his ability for years to come. Vaughn is a solid back who was probably picked a little too early. He should be a strong 4-year contributor though, because his versatile skill set will allow him to affect multiple facets of the offense. The Vandy star, or another back with similar abilities, may have been available later. The team might have benefited more from prioritizing a pass rusher in the 3rd round.
Day 1 grade, B. Day 2 picks, LSU CB Christian Fulton, number 61 overall, Appalachian State RB Darrington Evans, number 93, Day 2 grade and analysis, getting a starting cornerback in Fulton at number 61 overall was a true value pick, a first-round talent taken late in round 2 who addresses a critical position of need. Evans will complement Derrick Henry with pure speed in the run game and was picked roughly where I expected. You can't help but like what Tennessee came away with on Friday night.
Day 1 grade, a day 2 picks, Memphis RB Antonio Gibson, number 66 overall, day 2 grade and analysis, B+. It will be interesting to see how Washington uses Gibson in its offense. Ron Rivera probably sees some Curtis Samuel, who Rivera picked in the 2nd round while in Carolina, in Gibson's game, versatile, strong and fast. Or maybe former Panthers offensive coordinator Scott Turner will use him a bit like he did Christian McCaffrey? Gibson's best position fit may be purely as a running back, though, a power player to take over from Adrian Peterson down the road. There's always a question about whether players like Gibson should be celebrated for their versatility or viewed skeptically because they lack a firm position. Washington did not have a 2nd-round pick because of their 2019 draft day trade for 1st-round pick Montez Sweat. While Sweat could be a good player, it is not yet clear whether that move was worth the price.
Follow Chad Reuter on Twitter at Chad_Reuter.
Make a difference during the 2020 NFL Draft and unite for the #Draftathon, a 3-day virtual fundraiser in support of COVID-19 relief efforts.